Words matter a lot. But how does that matter? It matters because in every aspect of your life, it can make what you're doing, how you're feeling, and everything around you better. So if you want more in any way, learn how to change your words. Let's talk about it. Thank you so much for showing up. You're doing the right thing. My name's Darnell, and I've been in Navy Special Operations for 15 years as an EOD tech. What that means is, I took apart bombs for a living. So in taking apart bombs for a living, mindset and words matter tons. But that's not the only place they matter. They mattered in all of Navy Special Operations. That's not the only place they matter. They matter everywhere. They matter in your day-to-day life. They still matter in my day-to-day life. They make all of the difference. So in the Special Operations community, we're pretty much all normal people. We all were born, we all crawled, we all fell down on our faces while learning to toddle, and everything else. At some point, there's a change. We started doing things that people think is superhuman. So what makes the difference? Why are Special Operations looked at as doing superhuman things all the time? But there's a reason for that. So let's cover the 3 reasons that are woven into the fabric of high achievers and high performers everywhere. First off, we tell ourselves different words. Number 2, we ask different questions. And then the third thing we're going to cover is we attack tasks. So we tell ourselves different words. What are those words? For me, it's kind of 3. I can, I will, and I must. So let's start with an awesome example. I hate running. I do it every morning, but I hate it. I woke up this morning, 5 o'clock, alarm starts going off. I'm all nice and warm in my bed. Reach my hand out into that cold air and turn off my alarm. Put that hand right back into that warm bed because that's what we're designed to do as people. We seek comfort. And boy, man, it was comfortable in bed. So after a few minutes, let my brain wake up and start to get going. Figured I'd grab my phone and check the weather. The night before, it super windy, blowing. You can hear the trees rubbing up against our patio out here. Branches are falling off the pine trees onto the roof, and it was just one of those rough nights. So I knew that the storm had blown in, and I was curious, what is it going to feel like? So as that loads up, you see that wonderful, toasty, warm number of 30 degrees. And for Celsius, that's kind of hot, actually, but that's the Fahrenheit. So it was below freezing outside. And then the best part is, it's windy, so when you get the real feel, it's like 24. So you know it's cold outside. So I run every morning, except for Sundays. Today, I may have wished it was a Sunday, but it wasn't. But I have to go anyways. Did I mention I hate running? I'm not a fan of freezing weather either. So I knew this was something that I was going to hate. I wasn't going to love the activity of running. But I also knew this. I can go running. I must go running. And I will go running. So in that moment, I knew I had to get myself up and I had to get going. If I didn't just start with peeling the covers off and getting dressed, I wasn't going to go anywhere. And so as I peeled those nice warm covers off and you could feel that chilly wind hit the skin, I knew it was going to be there. So I put on a long sleeve shirt, I put on some shorts and socks, I plugged in the iPod and turned on the podcast. I started walking upstairs, started lacing the shoes up, looking at the front door, and you can hear the wind howling outside. It's almost like it's just waiting for you out there. Well, I stand up in the nice warm house, and I open that door, and you can feel that cold 30-degree wind right up against your skin. Got little goosebumps up and down my legs. And that's that second when you have that choice, where you have that ability. Like my body and my mind have that spotlight second where it wants to protect myself and it wants to say to itself, just go upstairs, get under the blanket, watch some TV. It doesn't matter, but you gotta keep going. So I stepped outside and I went on my run. So it was freezing outside. Why in the world is somebody going to go running? Why am I going to go do this? Running's not about the exercise for me. It's about using the words. It's about having routines. It's about training myself. It's about being ready for every other circumstance. Running and the discipline and the devotion in that task for me, and the words that I use of I can, I will, and I must carry over into my health, my wealth, my happiness. If you don't make some of those hard decisions, you can't get past hurdles in life, and you can't become great. You can't start doing superhuman things. Those superhuman things are just a bunch of words, and those words make routines, and those routines get you anywhere. So you do those things to train for your life, to train for having that dream house, for having that dream car, for taking those dream vacations. It's that instance of getting up every morning and performing my routine that led to superhuman success in Navy Special Operations, that led to me having enough investments to be able to get out, not retire, but just get out. And all of those things provide for an abundant life, a life of your dreams. So once we learn how to use different words and change how we're moving, we have to learn how to ask different questions. When I was young, I grew up poor. I was the kid with the holes in my shoes and stuff. And I was a personable kid, so I knew a lot of we used to do study groups, right? You have a project together and partner, or you're studying for a test, and you go over to somebody's house. And every time I went over to somebody else's house, it was like these people had garages that were bigger than the apartment we lived in. It was an interesting thing because those parents didn't get there by being average or mediocre. They asked different questions. And I learned about that different question as I was growing up. And one of those different questions is simple. How can I? There's probably a lot of other questions you can ask, but that one is it covers everything. Learn to ask, how can I? Don't look at something like that bigger house and say to yourself, I'll never have that. I can't have that. Don't look at a Ferrari and be like, oh, that's cool. Wouldn't it be cool to have that? No. Ask the question, how can I have that? So whether it's your dream house, the dream car, or the dream whatever, that's how the super achievers get there. How can I do it? How can I run faster, run farther, buy that house, get that car, take that vacation, get the girls to look at me, get the guys to look at me? How can I? It's so powerful, and it will change your life. Because I had to ask those how can I questions in those times because I knew I wanted a different house. I knew I wanted a different car. I knew I wanted to raise my possible future kids in a different way. And over 20 years of asking that question, it changed into getting healthier, getting fit, getting investments, getting a car, getting a different life. How can I? How can you? What is that thing you're telling yourself that you need to change that into the question, how can I? Let us know in the comments. How can I make $1 million? How can I buy a house? How can I? Does it make sense? Are you getting it? Like, the words you use change you, change your mindset, and will get you all of these things. No, I'm not an attraction person, a law of attraction kind of thing. If I sit here and believe it, it will come to me. No, if I sit here and believe I will have a plane. No, I don't want a plane to crash into me. Come on. You have to take action and do things. But that all starts with your words and your mindset. And then you're going to take action and you're going to do things. Oh, gotcha. Part 2, attack tasks. So combining these different words and these different questions, you're going to start doing different tasks and attack those tasks. Get those things done. But what does that mean? Again, like how do I attack a task? Yeah, man. So the other night, our family was watching a cooking show on a cooking show TV channel. Yeah, superhuman again, right? But I still watch TV. There's still downtime. You got to be a human. So you've seen those shows, right? All the contestants line up and they're all in their semicircle and the cameras are looking at the host and the contestants, and the hosts come out with something and you have to use this 5-ingredient basket, and you have to make an amazing medley of 14 courses. And you have 1 hour to do it all. And then on this one, there was a shift. The chef judge will also be competing with you, but will not be judging in this episode. All right, go! You see all the people run back to their stations, and they're doing good with that. They're attacking the task. But you also see the chef just walking back to the station. And so you see it, the cameras are walking around, they're talking to the participants, they're talking to the chef, and they're asking him those questions. And if you ever watch a show like that, listen to their responses. I know you've heard them before. I think I can do this. I'm gonna try to do this. It's not enough time, but... Those are the wrong words. Those are the wrong questions. They go up to the chef and they ask him, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I've already got this cooking, and that's in the oven, etc., etc. And do we have like champagne or something? Can I get a glass of wine? Just a different mentality. He's attacking the task and getting it done. Do you see the difference in the words? It's so important. He's taken years of attacking the task to get to where he is. He's changed his words. He's changed his questions. He's attacked the task. To get to the point of almost effortless perfection, he's had to practice and practice and practice. But it's not just practicing. Each time you practice something, learn from it. Each time you do a task, learn how to get better. Each time you cook a meal, learn a little more. You too will be doing superhuman tasks. That's how we got there. We train. And when we're training, after each time we're done with a training evolution or scenario, we debrief. We do an after action report. You finished a drill, everybody comes by, and you all sit here. What do we do right? What do we do wrong? What can we do better? All right, reset. What did we do right? What did we do wrong? What can we do better? So that's the mindset that puts you into that superhuman category. That's the mindset that, cue the Prodigy song.
The voodoo, what you don't dare do, people.
So change your words. Change your question. The question one can be easy. Change it to how can I? Don't look at yourself and don't ever say I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm not able to, but how can I? And then the word one takes practice. It takes slowing down. It takes listening to the words that you're using when there are tasks that you have to do. And a lot of times it's not words you say, it's just words that are in your brain. Don't let them win. Now, so those are the three things, and those are really important towards driving you towards living the life of your dreams. And that could be anything, whether it's just being a better parent, being a better spouse, being a better investor, being better at whatever you want to be at. But remember also that a lot of times people just show the better, and know that we're all human. And even though we were trying to attempt superhuman things, I've broken my leg, I've had shoulder surgery, I've had elbow surgery, we've had other guys broken ankles, cut fingers, I'm lost limbs, lost fingers and stuff. It's not always perfect. You try and try and try, and that's not the only thing, right? There's a lot of the military and special forces people, and I don't want to say grunts because it's kind of derogatory, but infantry and rangers and all these other people that we've worked with that have issues. There's a lot of mental health issues in the community. And so don't think superhuman is an all the time thing. Don't think high achiever, high performer is an all the time thing. It's just life. There's points of weakness, and that's okay, and that's fine. And when you have those, reach out and get help, you know? There's plenty of resources and lines out there, whether you're a veteran or not, or whatever it is, to talk to people about those issues. Because life has its ups and downs, and we all have them. You'll know, following my story, I spent the last couple of years in kind of a lull. After several deployments and stuff like that, losing some of that structure, losing some of those teams of high performers and working with those took away some things in my life. And just working in the industry, I mean, you see a lot of negative, a lot of death, and it can get to you, but you can work around it. So don't let the downs be all consuming. Roll with them. Know they're part of life. Hey, so thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate you showing up. Watch your words. Ask how you can get things done. Attack tasks. Be so much farther ahead. Next week's episode is going to be on motivation is bullshit. And that'll be fun. All right. Hey, it'll be up here or whatever YouTube's most recommended videos are. And I hope that you have an awesome week. Take care of yourself. God bless. Love you. Darnell out.